and welcome to the next installment of the Spotlight. And today, for the very first time, we are going cross-platform to the Xbox and interviewing the one, the only DonSibleyGames. Don, how are you, buddy?
Very well, thank you, Bordy. Yourself?
Not too bad at all, mate. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
Oh, no, thanks for giving me the opportunity. Absolutely.
Well, we can thank Renee, or Barely Infected, for that. It was his idea to reach out to our brothers and sisters on the consoles and find out how their DayZ experience is going for them.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So we'll start by finding out a little bit more about you, Don. I did a bit of research on you, mate. You are a truly fascinating person, but we'll talk more about some of that stuff later.
Okay.
We'll start with the basics, mate. How old are you, buddy?
Oh, tough questions out of the gate. 38.
38 years young.
Yeah.
And a family, missus, kids, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, married, got two boys. Two boys at 6 and 4. Actually, when you said you're ready to do the interview, like I was literally walking downstairs, got a phone call from the school.
Yep.
Nate's got a sore ear. He's coughing. He's crying. I was like, oh, God. So we live like 500 metres from the school. So I ran up and come down. But yeah, all good. Yeah, so wife and 2 children.
Okay. What do you do for a living other than YouTube and videos and stuff?
Well, that's kind of a hobby, really. But for a living, I'm on a sort of extended leave from work, and that work is work for the ACT government in Canberra.
Yep.
Like the local government. We are in their web form area. So using HTML and JavaScript to create web forms to collect information from the ACT people.
So you're a website man.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, sort of more. Yeah, web form. So I sort of dabble in a little bit of light programming as far as JavaScript and jQuery and things like that go. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other hobbies outside of gaming, mate?
Gaming's my main hobby right now. Like I sort of, I sort of go through. If I have a hobby, I really focus on it. So before gaming, I was getting into hikes and bushwalks and go for 20-kilometer walks. And before that, I was into like powerlifting for a few years, like lifting weights and all that kind of stuff. And I've progressively gotten weightlifting's quite strenuous, and then hiking's not as strenuous. Now I'm just into gaming, so I'm just as I get older, I guess I'm just trying to do less activity, I suppose. Yeah. But gaming's my main kind of thing at the moment, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the origin of your name. I'm guessing it's not the most creative name in the world.
No, really. I looked at my birth certificate and I thought, you know what? I'll go with that. Yeah.
That's awesome. So we'll get into a bit of your gaming background, mate. So
sure.
Who or what got you into gaming in the first place? Do you remember when you started?
Yeah, I do. I was really young. This is like early 80s, So my first kind of exposure to games was like it used to be like these little handheld LCD games. Game and Watch. Them. Yeah, Game and Watch they were called. And I had first game I got it for my birthday. It was called Octopus, and you had you remember that? Yeah,
with the little diver, and you had to move him across the screen and avoid the tentacles.
That's it.
Get the gold and bring it back.
Yeah.
I remember that game really well.
Yeah. Yep. So I had a few of those. There's another one, and then I had the double flip screens. I had Oil Panic and
Oil Panic,
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Classics.
Mate, you are bringing back some memories here, mate.
Yeah. It's funny. Like when I first started working in my early 20s and started having disposable income, you'd go back and get on eBay and buy all these sort of things and hundreds of dollars. You know what I mean? Like all collectors items and stuff. But
wow.
Yeah, I remember I went to a garage sale and found someone selling octopus or something like that for $1. And so I thought I'll buy that and put it on eBay. eBay made it $100. So these are collector's items now.
There you go, folks. Keep your eyes open at garage sales for those old split screens.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Who'd have thunk it? Yeah. $100 for one of them. Wow.
Yeah, definitely. But that was my first introduction into video games, I suppose. Yeah.
Yep. And what's your favourite game of all time?
Yeah, I often think about that, and the first game that really sort of opened my eyes to sort of video gaming and exploring and all that kind of thing within a game was Metroid. I don't know if you're familiar with Metroid.
Heard of Metroid.
On the original Nintendo, the NES, on the 8-bit. So yeah, that was the first game. That I really got and sort of started to explore and open up, and all these labyrinths and bosses and all this kind of thing. So yeah, that every time I sort of think about that and asked about that's the one game that always comes back to I answer with.
Now, because you're a console gamer, mate, we'll start with, what was your first console? Was it the NES?
Excluding, I suppose, those Game & Watch, it definitely was the NES. Yeah, absolutely NES, then Super NES, and then 64, and whatever, GameCube, and whatever else was after that. Yeah.
You skipped the classic, mate, the all-time favourite, the Atari.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I think my cousin had an Atari. So when they come and visit, we'd play bloody Frogger and whatever other else they had on that. Yeah.
Yep. And what about PC gaming? Do you PC game at all as well?
I do actually. Yeah. Like my first, I guess, multiplayer online experience was back in the 90s, Warcraft 2 with a friend, the dial-up connection, But at the moment, I do PC game. I play Dayz on PC occasionally, and at the moment, a bit of Apex Legends actually, a bit different.
Apex,
yeah.
You're bucking the trend there, mate. It's not the most popular game with a lot of people, but
no, I know, but it's quite different from from Dayz.
Yes,
well, definitely different from Dayz, and it's a game. Okay, I've got half an hour. I can get a good 20, 30. It's like the McDonald's of video games,
Yes.
like you know what I mean? Like you don't
a quick fix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm really shit at it, so I like trying to get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So play that, some occasional PUBG, and what else? Yeah, that's mainly it. Yeah, Battlefield 5 when I can find a game. So.
That's the bane of our existence being Australians, mate. I love being Australian. I'm a very proud Australian, but it sucks when it comes to gaming. Online games, we just struggle to maintain a population that will keep a game going past a month or two.
No, it's a shame. Like with Firestorm, I'll do my daily check-in and get the error of, can't find the game. So
Yeah, we are kind of lucky, though. With a game like Dayz, it's not that bad because Dayz is still great whether there's 10 people or 60 people on the server, depending on what you're after. If you're after PvP, well, it's not going to be so good because it's going to be harder to find them. But when it comes to these games with high turnovers and multiple lobbies running and that, after a few months, most games in Australia just really seem to die off. And New Zealand, we can't forget our Kiwi brothers and sisters. But it really does hurt being an Australian. I wish I could just pick us up and place us over near America and the EU.
That's a shame. But you're right. You're exactly right. Like Dayz, you can get on and it doesn't matter. Yeah, like I say, like if there's 10, 20, 30 full server, medium pop, low pop, you can get on and enjoy the game for all it is.
Yeah. Editing, because you do some videos as well. What recording software do you use?
Currently, I'm thinking about upgrading, but I'm using a free use program that I have to log into every 2 weeks to use. It logs you out. It's called Lightworks.
Never heard of it.
I like to keep my editing fairly simple. No massive transitions or text overlays, really, just fairly simple. And it feels that being able to cut and split and trim and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
It has a subscription model, but I think I'll be upgrading soon, hopefully maybe to Sony Vegas. I was just looking into that last night. I think that's got a subscription model too, so I might look into that. Yeah. But so it's Lightworks, and if I'm just doing a little quick Instagram or Twitter video, just iMovie on the iPhone, pretty simple stuff really.
And what do you record with?
OBS, OBS all the way, absolutely.
This one's a funny question for you because I had a look at your profile. You've been doing videos for years, and not just gaming videos. We're not going to talk too much about it, but what got you started on making videos and streaming?
Okay, and streaming. Do you want me to go way back or just specifically about streaming itself, do you mean?
Go way back for the videos and then why you started streaming as well.
Well, I guess I've always had a pretty creative side that I've wanted to satisfy, and I started really making YouTube videos in 2005. don't know if you know Tom Green.
Yes, we'll be talking more about him soon.
I did make some sort of man on the streets videos.
I watched a couple of those.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few there. Yeah. But with streaming, what got me into doing that? I think I was like on YouTube or Reddit, and I kept seeing like Shroud, like all highlight clips of Shroud, and Twitch highlights, and Twitch, that's that streaming platform thing. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, and what's this game he's playing? Battlegrounds. This looks interesting. Oh man, what? It's like a battle royale. Like I'd never heard of it before.
Yep.
This was probably a year ago, maybe year and a half ago, and sort of started watching him and watching Dr. Disrespect, and I was like, this guy's really funny, Dr. Disrespect. I quite enjoy his humour.
Yep.
And then I want to get in the battleground. So the easiest way for me, not having a PC at that time or the space, is an Xbox. So I got an Xbox, got Battlegrounds, and went from there. And like, I can stream too. Just get this capture card, and I'm streaming. I can buy another microphone, and hang on, So slowly went from there. Really.
Yep.
Yep. But that's what got me into streaming. Yeah, probably just going down the rabbit hole of Twitch, I guess.
Thinking of all your videos, what's the one that stands out the most for you as your favourite, your best one?
Well, you mentioned those Tom Green ones back years ago. There's one that got a lot of popularity back. It probably got Tom Green's attention. It's me walking on the street talking to girls. That's probably one that everyone brings up, mentions to me every now and then.
It's a funny one, that one.
yeah, girl talk. Yeah. But for the gaming videos, DayZ videos. My favourite. There's one that it's got a lot of views, like 23,000 views. So which is good. It's not necessarily my favourite. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And probably a couple I've done recently where I've stayed up till 3 a.m. on the spur of a moment because the devs put a test server out for Xbox for 150 players doing a stress test, and I was just about to go to bed and just start, turn the lights on, hit record, and next minute it's 3 o'clock in the morning. But the kind of effort that I went to, that probably makes it one of my favourites. You know what I mean? Like the journey of actually trying to put it together.
Okay. We're going to talk more about DayZ now. So you said that you play DayZ on PC. Did you ever play the mod back in the day, or was that pre your time?
That's pre my time. No, I only got introduced to DayZ from someone I was playing PUBG with when I was streaming.
Wow, so you're a relative baby to the DayZ community.
When it first came to Xbox, that's when I learnt about it. Like this guy I was playing with, like, you got to check out. They're bringing DayZ to Xbox, and I was like, never heard of it. And he goes, we used to play it on the back on the PC. Oh, it's the best game. And I'm like, is there a ring that closes in, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
the purists of DayZ out there are cringing right now. You're gonna get so much hate in the comments for that comment.
I've since learned, and and this is when someone's first said it. I had no idea. I'm like, what's the final boss? What's the, just trying to find out the sort of the what it is all about, and I guess definitely.
I actually envy you, mate. Like, I've been on the DayZ bandwagon since I never played the mod, bar a handful of hours, and really didn't know what I was doing. But I was watching Frankie on PC when he was all the rage, and all the other content creators around that time, and I was on the standalone bandwagon from day dot. But I still remember watching those videos for the first time, going, "What is this fucking game?"
Yeah.
What do you mean? There's no end boss. There's no ring closing in on you. There's what do you do? It's such a. It doesn't appeal to everyone, but for those it does. It's just like it's a light bulb moment in your head. It's like, that is the most awesome fucking idea ever.
Yeah, it's just it's so open and endless. You know what I mean? Like, it's just possibilities are endless, and it's just massive. Yeah.
What is it about DayZ that makes you love it so much?
I think everybody answers the same question, like the absolute variety, like when I stream it, I've only got a short window that I can stream. So I've got 2 hours. So it's all get a heap of guys in, and we'll journey from here to there, and we'll encounter another group, and there'll be a bit of PvP, and we'll stop here and get food and this sort of thing. But then, like, when everyone goes to bed at home, I'll pick it up and play it, and pick a low pop server and journey up into the map, and just not play anyone. Encounter
a bit more
anyone.
PvE.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick, where's the nearest fountain, or
yep.
I want to get to Tizzy, or wherever. And so it's just the absolute variety of what you can do, and it's different every time you. But my favourite part's like when you're starting to, you got the spawn timer and it's counting in. You're going to spawn in on the coast, and it's like, okay, what's going to happen now?
Where am I going to start from? And
what am I going to encounter? What's going to happen? Where am I? And
if you could add anything to the game on the console, what would it be and why?
Private servers.
Had a feeling you might say
that. Apparently, they're looking into it, but as to the why, I mean, if I was to, I don't really understand yet how it works. That I think, you can have your own private server, as I understand, and you can operate it and run it as you see fit.
On PC, do you mean?
Yeah, is that kind of, yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, if I could do that, and then I can get, everyone in my sort of small community to be involved, we'd have more sort of pure DayZ experience, I suppose, than the public servers at the moment.
Yep.
And and enjoy the game for how it's meant to be played.
We should probably go out of the sequence of the interview here,
sure.
Because some of these questions we're going to be talking about the problems with the game on console. So we're probably best to get that topic over and done with. So it adds a bit of context to questions that are coming and down the line from viewers and so on. So to put it bluntly, it's a bit of a shit fight from what I've been able to determine on console. The issue with why you said private servers, do you want to explain why you feel that they need that?
Well, okay, so there's a lot of issues right now, and I want to start with saying, this is nothing against the development team or anything like that. I'm definitely not having a jab at them, and never will, and never have. But
we had problems in the past on PC. We've still got some problems on PC, but as long as we're constructive about it and not just shitting on them. Duping
is a massive problem right now on console.
Yeah.
But that sort of also goes hand in hand with another issue. I'm not sure if this is a hangover from the PC days. Did you guys ever have God tents?
Explain what a God tent is.
Okay, so there's I kind of don't want to explain how to do it, but there's a glitch or an exploit. You can move your character in a certain way where you go to unpack like a medium or a large tent.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of unpack it, but you don't unpack it. So you unpack it, but your character's kind of carrying, it looks like your character's carrying the tent unpacked. And what that allows you to do to put items inside that. So and then you can put items inside a tent. So say you've got like ammo and weapons and another tent inside that tent, and then you can unpack that and leave it on the ground. So on the ground, you've got a tent packed with all these items. So what can you do with that? Then you can dupe that. Then you can put that tent in that tent, dupe that, put that tent in that tent, dupe that. So essentially you can put every single item there is in the game in a tent, duplicate it as many times as you like. You can have every single item available in the game, infinite number of tents inside tents, and carry it and set it up. And people I've heard stories of people selling these to people online.
Wow.
People are streaming saying, I've got for my subs, so come and get a God tent. They're setting up these tent cities, they're called. I made a video called We Are in a Dupetopia, where people are setting up those large, those green large military tents, all along the coast, like literally hundreds of tents, and each tent is full of like ammo, M4s, LARs, Tundras, like every single item in the game. And, some people say, we're doing it for the community because it's so hard to find these items. And it's just, I'm almost embarrassed to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Jesus.
So
mate,
you go.
We had duping problems on PC.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what it was like in the EU and North America and that, but here in Australia, it was never that bad. There was a video where one of my mates, Charlie, he found him and I. We found this guy, and he could basically create infinite clones of himself. Somehow using some God mode admin tool or whatever. Not an admin tool, sorry, it was a hack. They didn't have admin tools back then. But yeah, he could just create duplications of himself infinitely, and they were like basically just, they weren't him, but they were everything he had on him. And then when we you shoot the person, you kill them, and then inside was all these containers that we had a problem with, sort of like your God mode tents, where these containers you could put almost anything in them. For a while, they're flare guns, which had one slot for the round to go in it. You could actually put a gun inside them. People were running around with 10 flare guns on them, which had 10 guns.
Right.
But tents from all along the coast, and them saying they're doing it because gear's hard to find. Well, that's kind of what Dayz is meant to be.
I know. So you log into any server, and also they put building materials in that, and they dupe that. So these fortresses are being built on the coast, and further, a little bit further into the map, and they're causing lag. So if you come within proximity of these things, your game's going to stutter and lag. And
what sort of range is it? Like about a kilometre?
About something like that. Yeah. So if you're traveling and you start to lag out, it's like, there's a base up ahead, and you get there and it's just littered with tents. And even more sea chests full of landmines. It's laughable. It is really, really bad at the moment.
That's
not even mentioning meatballing. Did you guys have meatballing or meatballs?
Okay, explain. Tell us what meatballing is.
It's another exploit where you perform an action and then you kind of do something while that's halfway finished, and basically it should actually be called turtling, really. Your character's head, arms and legs go in the body. So
we had that on PC as well. They were calling it the dwarf glitch.
Okay. I think that's there as well, but this one you can literally only see their torso, so you see these floating meatballs, fully geared, shooting fresh spawns and glitching up on top of Solnichi factories and meatballing. And it's just
Now the other one I've heard, and another reason why private servers are needed, is ghosting is a massive issue for you guys.
So obviously, you're in a bit of a PvP situation. You exit another server and get yourself behind the battling player, spawn in and shoot them. That's a lot of people combat log or ghost into bases. Ghosting into whatever base, or it's just pointless building a base at the moment, legitimately, because you can just log in and appear inside, and then away you go.
I hope, and I haven't heard a lot from the devs on their plans with the console, but I hope they aren't just considering, but I hope that they do give you the opportunity to host your own servers, because base building, not for everyone, but for a lot of people, is one of the attractions of Dayz. And also for those who aren't interested in building a base, well, at least it gives them somewhere to focalize on. If they're after PvP or interactions, they know where people are hanging around. So even if you're not in the base building yourself, you'll still benefit from people being able to build proper bases and, have to go in and out and not just be able to dupe. And
Yeah, well, half the fun's finding the materials. Like you can spend a few hours every day, a week, looking for car parts to get a car running and put it in your base. But it seems a little pointless if someone can just ghost in and take it and destroy it.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get back into the normal swing of the questions now, but we've talked about the issues so that when we talk about things coming up, it makes a bit more sense to people now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you've been playing DayZ for how long roughly now?
I'd have to be, so ever since it came out. So probably, I guess, on my Xbox, of course. So I think 10 months.
Yep.
I think it might be about 10 months, last end of August, start of September, perhaps.
Who's your favourite DayZ content creator?
Oh, my favourite DayZ content creator. That's a good question. I tend to don't get a lot of time to watch other people's videos, and if I do, it's only it might be 5 minutes of a live stream or a quick video while I'm sitting on the couch looking after the kids. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I've dropped into JLK's streams. I was checking him out quickly last night, and Diddy on Twitch.
Diddy, yep.
Oh, yeah, and LA is it Lax LAX on
Lax
Twitch?
Hawthorne. Lax Hawthorne, yep.
Yeah, it was quite funny last night. Getting into a little bit of trouble there with the knives on the coast there with some guys.
Yep.
And just whatever comes up in the recommended feed. You know what I mean? Like just comes up. Ben Fruit. I've seen
Ben Fruit. You listen to all the Aussies here.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Although JLK's not, he's a bloody pom, but we'll forgive him.
That's right, yeah. He's all right.
Yeah. Status reports. Have you heard of them?
I've heard you ask people about them, and I think that's something that we don't get on Xbox kind of thing. I mean, we used to have I think I've done it a few times, like a community corner type thing of DayZ. I think that included, I don't know if that was like a all platform at that time, and we get patch notes, of course, But, so status reports. What sort of what are they?
They were basically the devs would give us an update on the status of the game at the moment, their plans for the future. They had the community spotlight attached at the end, and generally most of the departments, audio and development and so on, they would all give a brief update on what was happening. They'd sometimes include clips of new animations coming or new vehicles.
Oh, okay.
And, it was quite a comprehensive report. One of the things I've heard or seen a lot of people from the console community complaining about is the lack of communication.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I guess, I don't know, I'm sort of torn between people on Twitter are very sensitive, like people on the internet, it can get very sensitive, But
that's what people have got to remember. Twitter is a very small snapshot of the community, of any community.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, look, like I said, we had like the like community spotlight that came out. I think it came out for 2 months in a row, and nothing ever happened after that.
Yeah, it's a disappointment for me. That was my favourite part.
Yeah, it was interesting, seeing who, because people they sort of gathered all stuff from Twitter and Reddit and put pictures together, and this is user so and so, look at his clan here, and that was all good to see. So more of that would be good.
It helps build that DayZ community.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Batty, if you're watching this, please bring it back. We need it back. It's such an integral part of DayZ is the community, the people around us. So please, for the love of God, bring it back.
Yeah,
What, if any, advice would you give to the dev team if they do happen to watch this interview?
Don't take on board or the absolute negative, harsh, comments that come across that you see on Reddit and on Twitter. Don't. You're going to get haters and they say absolutely disgusting things.
Oh yeah.
From like, they should be fucking fired and this sort of thing. Like it's the age of outrage. You know what I mean? Like,
go back and watch the interview I did with Brian Hicks, and he talks about some of the things that he had said to him.
Oh right, really?
The DayZ project, and it was fucking disgusting.
I saw a post from Dean Hall actually on I follow him on Instagram, and stuff that he received was absolute evil, just absolute disgusting, the stuff that was said to him.
Yep.
Terrible. But yeah, so what I say to the devs is don't take that on board and, keep on keeping on, I suppose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's your biggest gripe with DayZ right now for you on console?
Well, we spoke about the duping, the meatballing.
Which one stands out for you as the worst? If they could only fix one thing for you, what would you want them to fix?
Definitely it's a tough one. Sort of duping and the god tents come hand in hand. I'm trying to probably the duplicating of items, I suppose.
Yep.
It's just nothing's of value in the game. It's like a joy to play it for a week and have a shotgun and a shovel and a small tent, and be halfway up the map, instead of being on the coast fully geared in a, one of the houses. So the duplication of items.
What are you looking forward to the most in DayZ?
Yeah, definitely the private servers if they do come out. We're still to get the 1.04 update on Xbox.
I thought that was coming at the same time as they released on PC. I thought I remember reading something about that somewhere.
Yeah, they couldn't get it past certification or something, if I'm recalling from the patch notes or the tweet they sent out.
Yep.
Because I think console is quite a different kind of a beast, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
With updates. So I played 1.04 on the PC last night, and throwing a smoke grenade and all that kind of stuff, throwing my gun around, which is quite cool. I only had a small window to play, but looking forward to that patch and private servers.
Okay. How would you describe your style of play?
My style of play. Well, it's not for everyone. It's my style of play. If I'm streaming or whatever, like a full-on interacting with her, I talk first, shoot later kind of person. If I don't die, I like to approach my style of play with humour.
Yep.
Meeting and talking to people. That's if I'm making a video or streaming. But like I said, if when I get a minute at the end of the day to sit down once everyone's in bed, I'll log on and I'll play for an hour or two and just not run into anyone and find my way half up the map.
How many people do they have per server on console?
60. There's 60 per server.
Yep. How many people do you think they should have?
Well, it's a tough one. They should have. I think they might. It'd be nice to have a few different servers, a few different levels of people. From a range of 60 to 100. But saying that on the console and the servers, I wonder how that would affect the performance, because at the moment the performance already is not fantastic. Especially. But
it's hard to gauge, I guess, how much of that performance is being affected by the sheer volume of loot that people are glitching in.
I think that's always been an issue, though. Even when it was in game preview, you would go into Electro and it would stutter and the sound would be delayed, and your footsteps would be behind you, and you'd keep looking around. And big cities are a bit tough, especially if you've got more than one person with you.
We've actually got a viewer question about that later. I don't know whether you checked them out, but something along those lines.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. Has your style of play changed at all?
Yeah, it definitely has. Yeah, like as I started off, I worked out you could talk to people and interact with them. That's what I'd always do, and I'd go after interactions. But like I said, like in downtimes, it's quite enjoyable now that I actually have another character. Oh, that's another thing about alternative characters and stuff on Xbox, which is an issue. But I do have an alternative character that's like a personal one where I'll just to chill out. Go loot, have a small tent, nothing major. It's changed from just logging on, running up to people, dying, logging on, dying, and to actually, getting into the game for what it actually is, how it's meant to be played.
You mentioned before you have played on PC as well. Why are you still playing on console if console if it's so bad when you could be playing on PC where it's admittedly much better state?
Yeah, it's a good question, really. Like, why am I on Xbox when it's on PC? Well, like I said, that's where I started. At that time I didn't have a PC. I only had the Xbox. And you have the controller, you sit on the couch and you play the game, and that's where I sort of started my, I guess, audience, my community.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I've established myself, and I'm quite happy with that. There are issues, and we all hope that it does get better.
Yep.
But I've got people that I've met online and a large community that we all play with, and we're all on Xbox. Guys like me, fathers and that don't have the room or the budget to have a PC.
Yeah.
Teenagers, kids in college in the States who play with us who, again, no room, no budget. The Xbox is their only way to play.
Yep.
So, that's, so for me to leave it and then go to PC, I guess I'd be starting from scratch. But saying that, I honestly do enjoy it on Xbox, regardless of the issues.
Yeah. That's good to hear. And that's, well, a lot of people forgot with PC when we had our dark periods as well. There were still people who enjoyed it and still people who kept it going. And, we're seeing PC numbers are increasing again. And the content creators are seeing, some of their best figures for viewers and subscribers and stuff like that, because they've got a whole new audience now of Xbox and PS4 players as well. Because
that's right.
There's
PS4,
very little difference between the platforms other than performance and that the fact that we've got private servers and mods, but the essential game is still the same.
Exactly. Absolutely right.
What's your most memorable moment of DayZ so far?
Of myself playing?
Yep.
I can remember, actually, the other day, someone commented on the very first time that I played DayZ.
Yep.
And I was like, why is that? That's really like 9 months, a 9-month-old video. I streamed it for an hour and it's got 10 views or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back and watched it briefly, and I was like, I remember this. And it was like, I was logged in and I'm standing, I think back then you didn't necessarily spawn on the coast. It was a little bit further inland maybe.
Yep.
And I'm like, what is this? What is this? And I had one of my friends, hey, you got to find a sign. Tell me where you are. There's this map, you can get Eyes of Ive. And, I found a teddy and I'm punching a zombie with the teddy. I'm like, what is this game? What's, so punching a zombie with a teddy in my hand is probably my most memorable moment, probably, yeah.
Some of those first moments of DayZ when you're new to it, when you're a virgin of DayZ, it's an overwhelming game. You are literally, if you haven't sat there and watched videos for hours and know everything about the game, you spawn in and it's like, so what do I do? What am I meant to be doing?
Yeah, that's
it. How do I do stuff? And
all the crafting and whatnot, and as you explore inland as well, it's just like, wow, this is, the valleys and the forests. This is amazing,
Yeah. What are you most looking forward to in regards to modding if they give it to you guys on console? Have they talked about that at all?
I think in one of the dev streams, I think someone did ask a question about modding, and at this point in time, it's just I don't think it's possible.
Yeah,
is what they said. They said it would be good, but probably not possible if I recall.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, not really sure how that worked. I've played on a few modded servers on PC.
Have they discussed extra maps for you guys? Is that something they're going to look at down the line?
No, I haven't read anything about extra maps or anything like that. Is that something that PC is potentially?
Well, we've got modders creating maps at the moment. We've got Deer Island, we've got Namolsk coming.
Right.
And they've just opened up the files for Armour, so there's potentially maps coming across from there as well. So pretty much, Deer Island is a map created from scratch by someone. I should know his name, but I don't, which is really bad of me. And that's it. Just adds that one of the joys of DayZ, as you were just talking about, is when you spawn in and it's like, where the fuck am I?
Wow! To have that all over again.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if the Xbox is as flexible, perhaps, or as open as a PC can be, regards to modding.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think they'd probably need to private servers and fix the current issues before any of that kind of stuff would be available to Xbox.
Have you played any other games that are like Dayz?
No, not at all.
Yep.
Not at all. It's pretty much one of a kind. I've heard of Scum and Rust and Ark. I think possibly maybe that could be
Ark
a bit more.
Sort of fits in the genre as
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's one of a kind.
Okay. We are going to now do the rapid fire question section. So you just need to say the first thing that comes into your mind whenever I ask you the question. You ready?
Okay.
Favorite long range weapon?
Tundra.
Least favorite long range weapon?
Mosin.
Favorite automatic weapon?
M4 if I could find one.
Least favorite automatic weapon?
What's the SJK? I think that is, yeah.
Yep, the MP5, yep.
Yeah.
KOS?
Oh, I get KOS, but no, I don't KOS usually.
First person or third person?
Third person, yeah.
What's your favorite region to play in?
Sort of Cherno at the moment.
Sorry, no, I mean more. You guys can choose between Australia or North America, and what's your favorite region?
Oh, whatever. It just really depends with us. Whatever's low. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this don't really kind of. I don't think anyone really looks at that. Yeah.
What's your favorite place on the map?
Favorite place? Probably up around like the Cherno area I was mentioning before, via Stovo, I think it's pronounced. Yeah.
Marry, fuck, kill, RGD, Lax Hawthorne, Ben Fruit.
Marry, fuck, kill. Marry, fuck, kill. I'll probably marry Lax. He looks like we could have a little bit of fun, and a laugh, what the fuck? Probably.
Oh, okay. I'm going to give you a caveat here.
God.
I think Ben Fruit's still a kid.
I'll kill him. It seems like the easiest way.
That's probably the safer option. Better to be known as the kid killer than yeah.
And did he come on then? Let's go.
Get it on.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you're going to have upset a lot of people by saying your least favorite long range weapon was the Mosin. For the purists of KZ, the Mosin is God.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay.
Back when the game first came out for standalone, you could actually slap the long range on it default in the game, and it was the go-to weapon of snipers everywhere across the map. You could barely move through Electro without being sniped from the hills back in the day. And Cherno, with its triple yellow and blue square, there was always some bastard camping up there with a big fuck-off Mosin with a long-range scope on it.
Well, you got to remember, we're using a controller as well.
Yes.
So that's a little bit different. So, they had they released a hot fix. Well, it was an accidentally released for Xbox where the scopes don't work at the moment.
Oh.
On Xbox, yeah. So you zoom in with a Tundra, and you see a crosshair and a white screen.
That's awkward.
Yes.
Very awkward.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. On to the best part of the interview, which is the viewer questions. And the first question comes in from Jade Monkey. And Jade says, ask him how many times he has answered with gunfire when he asks, hello, gunman in game, and he says, I love you, Don.
Jade's another Xbox streamer, actually.
Fantastic.
Of Dayz. Yeah. He's he does a bit of PS4 and PC as well. Yep. How many times am I met with gunfire? Well, it's usually after I met with gunfire. That's kind of, I guess it's become, a catchphrase or whatever. I'll usually be like, hello, gunman, but then I do get met with gunfire again.
Yep.
So, yeah, all the time.
Here's the first question where Tom Green comes up. So ask him, why did you go from making quite good home movies and even working with the legendary Tom Green to end up streaming DayZ? He says Don is quite funny and brings some humour in his streams. And he also recommends another DayZ streamer called Twisted Angels.
Okay.
But he wants to take his hat off to you boys. So why did you go from making quite good home movies and working with Tom Green to end up streaming DayZ?
Why did I? Well, I guess, I did make some content, for Tom Green's internet talk show.
Yep.
2005, and that sort of ended after a period of time, and life moves on. You move, you marry your kids, you get an Xbox, and you figure out you can stream, and you know what I mean? So as to the why, that's kind of how, I suppose. So I don't know if that sort of answers the question or not.
Okay.
But
no, it does.
Yeah.
Justin Salinas, why he started the Cool Guys Gang.
The Cool Guys Gang. The Cool Guys Gang is my clan on DayZ Xbox. I started it, I originally kind of just, when I streamed, I'd always have my server number up, and whoever found me in game could play with me, and it's like, we're the Cool Guys Gang. Just as a bit of a parody, I suppose, on all the serious clan names like, the Ninth Regiment or, the names of that nature. It was my like, we're the Cool Guys Gang, the most, stupid name I could think of. But yes, I bet within my Discord, I've actually started, being a little bit more serious with it and initiating people into the clan. And just a way that, to make streams fun and everyone can play with me.
Yep.
So like I did one yesterday, we met at Zub and then we moved to Northwest Airfield, and we had 20 of us rolling across the field. Yeah, so just a way to get everyone involved in a fun way to play the game together.
Do you get people basically stream sniping you often?
Oh, far out. That's probably why I kind of got a bit more serious with it. Like I stopped sort of promoting my server number.
Yep.
And sort of narrowed it down to the Cool Guys Gang in my Discord. It got to a point where people were coming up to me in the game, chanting the N-word over and over.
Yes.
And saying things about my wife and kids. You know what I mean? Like, and just like that, they'd find me in game and go, the War Legion sends their regards, and then kill me. I was like, for fuck's sake, like, it's a bloody joke, really.
The bane of streamers everywhere, mate, is stream snipers. But what do you do?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Probably the most important question we've got is from Too Strong.
Okay,
and he wants to know, how do you get a beard so lovely? Kiss, hug, Don.
You either got it or you don't. I guess that's all I can say.
I definitely don't got it. I can't grow a full beard.
Yeah. Good brushing it, and just persistence, and you just got to keep at it, and you either got it or you don't.
Yep.
I guess.
Jason Robinson asked Don if he would sacrifice his life for a teddy bear.
Yeah, I would. I think that's a reference to the Cool Guys Gang. To be initiated into my group, you need to meet me at a location and present me with a peacoat jacket and a teddy bear.
Yep.
Just to show your dedication. And you're not just an opportunistic stream sniper. So yes, I would give up my life for a teddy bear.
I would actually love for the for Bohemia Interactive to sell those teddy bears in the store. I would buy one.
That'd be awesome. Yeah,
I would buy
definitely.
one.
How good are that? Yeah, we're a little like just like DayZ. I think, did they have a heart or something?
It has a heart and it says Hicks in it. Reference to Brian Hicks, but I think they could.
Oh, they're called Brian, aren't they?
Yeah,
of course.
Brian.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Ice Galaxy. Now we've touched on this a bit, but you can expand on it a bit further.
Yep.
He says he's got a few questions actually.
Oh yeah.
Ask Dom what he thinks about dupers.
Yeah. Well, it's I'm not a fan of duping or dupers, and the reasons given for why they're dupes it's ridiculous. Like the reasons range from, the game's broken, so we're just trying to have some fun until it's fixed. So, the game's broken from duping, so you're going to dupe. It's ridiculous. To like, it's just a fun PvP thing. Well, okay, play Battlegrounds. Like,
yeah,
So not a fan of duping or dupers.
Low FPS in cities.
Yeah. Well,
how bad is it? What sort of FPS are you getting in Electro and Cherno?
If you run Electro for some Cherno's not that bad, I don't think. I always seem to get it in Electro. I've had it in smaller towns further inland, but it drops to like a frame a second, and that's being generous.
Wow.
Yeah, and like the sound
how often?
delay, I'll get it every time I play. Like it'll happen every time I play.
And it stays like that while you're in that area, or
it'll last till you get out. Well, it'll sort of come in and out, I guess, until the game catches up, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So it'll drop, and especially even in a firefight, it drops to the same frames a second. So how can you play?
The last one he has is gun lag.
Gun lag. I think it's probably fits in with that same sort of stuff. Like, it's just get in a bit of PvP. It's the game, I guess, trying to make too many calculations, then they can handle it in its current state, and that's when it sort of drops really low.
Topher Jack.
Oh, yeah, Topher Jack, yeah.
He said, freaking awesome, Boydie. This is for when I announced I was interviewing you. He says, Don is an amazing person, and you can just tell that the guy is very genuine, awesome IRL as well. Make sure you ask, what is Don's favourite Bob Dylan album of all time? Because we all know the leader and founder of the Cool Guys gang loves the Dylan.
Yeah. Topher Jack, he's a big supporter of mine, and Dayz. He's been playing for a long time himself. He always comments on all everyone's posts and whatnot. Yep. My favourite Dylan album. Shadows in the Night. His Frank Sinatra covers album's not too bad. If I'm going to pick one out, it's more of one of his later ones, but yeah, probably that one.
Okay. Tom Wilson, ask him what made him want to be a streamer, because seeing him and how funny he is and how much fun he has kind of made me want to become a streamer too.
No, Tom. What made me want to become a streamer? I guess that's like I mentioned earlier, always had that sort of creative itch to scratch. And, like we mentioned, those videos I made for Tom Green, and I've been playing games for years. So it's, put the two together, creative game content streaming.
Yep.
It's just to have that creativity and produce something for people to enjoy.
The last question is from, I love this name, Nunya Bidness.
Yeah, that's a cool guy, I think. Yeah.
For Don, there is a lot of people in the world that still look down upon gaming. When you tell people you are a video game streamer, do you ever get negative reactions from people? If so, how do you handle these situations, and do you have any advice for aspiring streamers? So, do you get negative reactions when you tell people what you do?
No, not really. I mean, for me, I don't do it, as a full-time job. So it's not like, you go to a barbecue or a party and what do you do? It's not that kind of situation. Like we live a pretty quiet, private life, me and my wife. So it's not like it's something that I always tell people or whatever. It's it's kind of when I get my time, I come down to the basement and that's what I do. So I don't really experience any sort of negativity or any of that kind of stuff. And what was the second part? Did he say what was? Oh, any advice?
How do you handle it? And any advice for an aspiring streamer?
Any advice? Just to, if you want to do it, just start and just evolve. Like I did. I started with a capture card, then I bought a microphone and a better camera, and just watch other people, see how they do it, and always try to have good lighting and great sound.
Yeah, I've got to work on my lighting. My face looks pasty grey. Looks like I'm sick.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question for you now. What was your favourite question?
Oh, of course, because they're giving away the Dayz.
Yes.
What was the favourite? What was the? Oh, let's see. That what was that? Nunya with the
last question.
Yeah, that pretty good. Like advice and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, probably
Nunya,
he might have a copy already. I don't know.
Oh, well, he might be able to give it out to someone else then. But you've just won yourself a copy of Dayz on Xbox, courtesy of the Dayz dev team, Bohemia Interactive. So I will reach out to you in the comments of the video, mate, and we'll work out a way to get you that code ASAP. Congratulations, buddy.
Well done. Well done.
Okay, final questions, mate.
Yep.
You are a fascinating individual when you look into the stuff you've done in the past. The video you mentioned, talking to girls on the street and so on. What's the craziest antics you've ever done?
Craziest antics? Craziest antics. It's probably going a bit back. Are you familiar with Australia's cereal Pest?
I think I've heard of that, yes.
He used to run out. He ran into Michael Hutchins' funeral and ran out in the Melbourne Cup.
His missus ran out into a sporting field because he's banned from almost every major venue in Australia.
Is that right? He used to live in Newcastle, and we used to live in Newcastle, and we ran into him, and we actually recorded videos with him and took him to the Sydney cricket ground, and he ran out there, and that was pretty crazy that time there. That's years ago, and nothing on. I don't think any of that stuff's online or anything like that. But it's kind of that was pretty crazy now to think back on that. Really.
So what's the deal with you and Tom Green?
Okay, so I was living in Sydney. Just come back from London after 2 months, and I didn't know, sort of between work and all that kind of thing. And he started an internet TV show, and he was looking for people to do, man on the street interviews. And I thought, I can do that. And got a camera and a microphone, and went and did that in a style that I found humorous and that kind of way. And he noticed the videos that I did, and I kept producing videos for him, and he showed them on his web TV show. And when he came to Australia, he gave me tickets and went back to met him and all that sort of thing. And
I watched that video of you meeting him. He looked genuinely happy to meet you. It didn't look like it was fake either.
It's really strange. Yeah, there's another video when I met him. He's like, quite excited when he met me. So that was really it's like from being unemployed in Sydney to this a Hollywood star noticing you know what I mean? Just blows your mind. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. So I made video.
You still stay in contact with him?
No, nothing anymore. It might be a tweet here or there, but nothing. Yeah, it's not like a friendly thing. You know what I mean?
Tom, give him a shout out, you bastard.
Get him on Dayz. See how he goes.
How hopeful are you for the future of Dayz on console?
I have hope. There's problems that I guess we know of, and hopefully devs know of, and they're working towards them. I'm hopeful that that will be fixed. There's people picking it up every day. A couple of hiccups here and there. Latest hotfix was sent out by accident, and
I saw that. That was people were like, I saw your video on it, like, what the fuck happened? You get this update, and there's nothing letting you know what's going on, and then they say, "Oops, that wasn't meant to happen," and you're like, but it takes such a process for you to get them cleared. How does it accidentally? There's a lot of questions on what happened there.
Yeah, and everyone's just getting over that. And then this morning, they put a post about PS4 servers getting moved, and they put that in the Xbox part in the forum. So not that matters, but of course people like, that's fucking shit. It easily raged at the moment, I suppose.
Do you think it's worth the money to buy it on console right now?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely playable. I got on yesterday and played it and had a good 2 hours playing. Didn't run into
Don't you worry to throw the casuals off, the people who, aren't as into the concept of it. They buy it and they get this buggy, broken
Yeah, it's a good
mess.
point. It's a good point. So yeah, is it worth buying at the moment? Well, it's you kind of buy a game to play it in its entirety. When it was in game preview, it was it can be more forgiving, but now it's 1.0, and you're still experiencing these issues. It's it's a hard one to sort of say. It's
an age-old question when it comes to DayZ. A lot of people talk about it. My opinion is yes, but I'm biased. I love the game for all its bugs and flaws.
Yep.
Admittedly, I think it's a bit more pronounced with console because we still have bugs and flaws, but we've got very well-managed communities. DayZ Down Under here in Australia, Pipsy, 1SK. Overseas, we've got the Spaggy servers. All these other communities that are all sharing information on known dupers, glitches, hackers, and banning them. So there's less chance of having those issues when you're playing on those great private servers, as opposed to a public mess where, if you see someone actively cheating when you're online, there's nothing you can do about them.
No, it's it's there's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing. And even the dupers that are playing, they just don't care. They can die, respawn, and they're fully geared in 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they actually banning people? The devs?
I don't know. I don't know. I briefly read in the Discord, send usernames in. Like, no, there's videos on YouTube and people streaming, duping, setting up tent after tent after tent after tent, and you can clearly see their username. I mean, you ban that, and then they've just got 10 plus alt accounts ready to go.
Yeah.
So it's put out one problem, another one you still got 1,000 other problems to go.
I do feel for you guys and girls on console. It's a lot harder for you guys than it is for us on PC. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I suppose we're still in our infancy. As like I said, it's only been out since just under a year, I think, and it's been out since 2012 in various states, I suppose, on PC.
What advice would you give to people thinking about buying it on console, bearing in mind what we just talked about?
Yeah, there is it is possible to have fun and enjoy the game. With anything, there's people that are doing things to ruin it.
Yep. But
we've been given this game and this huge map, this huge beautiful map to explore. So what you do in it and how you enjoy it, it's up to you. If you're going to dupe or if you're going to get duped gear or whatever, that that's that's going to be your experience, I suppose. But just it is possible to enjoy the game.
You stream on YouTube.
I do.
It's not very friendly for streamers, though. When you compare it to Twitch with what you can do with your community there.
Yeah, absolutely.
YouTube, it's almost like YouTube are phoning it in. They've released a half-assed streaming platform. Why do you continue to stream on YouTube as opposed to Twitch?
I started off on Twitch, actually, and you can do this. You can employ like a restream where you can stream to Twitch and YouTube and other streaming platforms.
Yep.
I mean, so I did that for a while, but trying to focus it on Twitch. But then, for some reason, I was getting more people on YouTube. So it sort of comes to the crunch. Well, I got to focus on one platform because I'm getting like 80, 90, 100 people on YouTube watching me as opposed to like 8 or 10 on Twitch or Mixer, and they're missing out. They're asking questions in chat and they're missing out. So that's why I'm at YouTube. But I agree. Like I love Twitch for the ability to be able to host somebody else.
Yep.
At the end of a stream, and you log on to Twitch and here's recommended channels. Here's some people on the main page and other categories.
Yeah.
I can't work out where that is on YouTube.
No, YouTube's terrible for streaming. But then the fact that there's some content creators on Twitch I know who would probably love if they could get their YouTube viewer base to come and watch them when they're streaming. But they're kind of two separate. I really do hope that YouTube pulls their finger out of their ass and actually gets a bit more professional about the streaming side of things for those of us who are streaming on that platform, because they pale in comparison to Twitch.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to have like a sort of a main, well-structured page for YouTube that's similar to Twitch.
Mm-hmm. What can we expect from you in the future, mate?
More of the same. Streaming, doing some stuff with the Cool Guys gang. I do a video series called Survivors Surviving. Some more of those episodes coming, which is like Xbox DayZ highlights. So people send me their highlights that of gameplay, and then I produce them and compile them together. Some more of those. I'd like to do some more. Me reacting, my initial reactions to, patch notes and tweets that DayZ send out. I think I'm pretty lucky. I think 10:30 or 9:30 at night for me is like 3:30-ish around where the devs are. Yeah. So I'm up, I've got the time, they come out, all right, turn the lights on, turn the camera on, let's react instantly off the cuff to...
I think it's about 8 hours difference between us and them.
Yeah, right. So, okay. Yeah, so just, hopefully get some more of that stuff.
Yep. Don, I want to thank you, mate. This has been a great interview to do. It was interesting hearing firsthand from someone who is, leading the way with people on console. I know you're not the only one. There's a lot more out there, and I'll get to know them over the months ahead. But to those of us who are on console, most of us on the PC Master Race side of things, we love you because you've seen the light for what DayZ is. A truly unique game. There is nothing like it, especially on console. I, along with a lot of other people, we're still fascinated that they managed to, from the footage I've watched of you and others playing DayZ on consoles, it blows my mind. If it wasn't for the interfaces, you couldn't really tell the difference. It looks fucking amazing, and I know if I didn't have a decent PC, I would have been playing it on console.
It would be good to get to a point where PC, Xbox, and PS4 are on the considered the same. You watch footage on one, you won't really matter what you're watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, okay, folks, that's it. The next Spotlight interview is going to be on Jo Ito. She's a Polish streamer. And a long-time player of DayZ and a member of the community. Some people may remember her as Madre in Fubar Bundy's La Familia video. It was one of his best videos. I introduced you to Fubar, didn't I, Don?
You did, yeah.
Yeah, he's a very, very funny man. Is our Fubar Bundy, another Australian.
That's it, yeah.
Along with the others you mentioned earlier. As always, folks, I'll be releasing a video promoting the interview with Jo. Place your questions in the promo video for her interview. But once again, Don, any last words, mate?
Just thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. And, appreciate the opportunity to talk about DayZ on the Xbox and console for that matter and, discuss it.
And keep sending those clips through to me, mate. I didn't get a chance to use any in the last one.
Oh, yeah.
And the same goes for any other YouTube content creators. You guys don't have the clip function that Twitch does. If you can, just edit them no more than 60 seconds. The usual clip time is 30 to 60 seconds. Send them through to me. And where I can, I'll try and incorporate them in my new Best Moments of DayZ series as well. So all the best, mate. I'll let you say farewell.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We're talking to you.
All the best, mate. And ciao for now.